Sonya. I knew these two chicks were not the little angels Marilyn made them out to be. Dottie, it seems to me, to have been born with larceny in her heart, and Nina has a heart like a hoe. Real recognizes real. At least I get paid for mine. So you guys ready to have a girls' retreat with Marilyn? I asked the terrible two. Dottie asked, so there are no parties on campus? I remembered they had yet to learn that Marilyn, Arias, and myself no longer occupied the dorms of Agnes Cook and into our own place. They would find out soon enough. Marilyn suddenly made a right turn into the parking lot of the resort. I laughed. She thought because I am a bit tipsy, I would just tell all her business. I can hold my liquor, as long as I don't have to hold it too long. We got out of the car. Arias had booked it ahead of time and had given us our key cards earlier that day. As soon as we got into the suite and got situated, Nina pulled an ounce or more of weed out of the back of a stuffed teddy bear. Not to be outdone, Dottie pulled two brightly colored gift-wrapped boxes that appeared to be quite heavy, judging from the grimace on her face. She tore into the wrapping and revealed 2 boxes of white Zinfandel. Marilyn just sat there speechless. I shook my head and gave her the raised eyebrow. At that moment Arias came into the suite. She looked as if she had just walked off the cover of Jet magazine, and Nina stood with her mouth wide open when Arias, non-thinking ass, handed Marilyn and myself our pay, $5,000, in front of the 2 young girls. Nina asked, "What are you into, sis? And don't lie, how long you been out of the dorms?" "Over a year, right?" We both knew. Don't ask how. But we knew. But did we tell? No, and we still won't. Everybody in the room was waiting for the "if" clause. And it came. "Just take us to the clubs, we can bond tomorrow night, but tonight, we want to see the good life of Virginia," Nina pleaded. Dottie did not wait for an answer. She got up and headed for the shower. Just as Arias told us, we were all invited to Mary's place for a birthday celebration of Mary's 47th birthday. Now this was perfect. We knew everyone who would be there. We could have fun and keep our eyes on the girls at the same time. How stupid was I? I mean, Marilyn can turn a blind eye if she wanted to, but I know I their type. Hell, I am their type. Arias. Whereas I was looking forward to Marilyn and her 2 little sisters, but the way she described them to Sonya and myself were totally different than what we expected. These 2 little heifers were both headed down a rocky path. But the difference was, whereas Nina was the type to want to be looking to hook a baller, Dottie seemed to be sneaky, and would climb over one baller to get to the next. Only thing was, Nina seemed the type to have the old, keep a nigga baby. And instead of telling the daddy, she will tell at least 2 dudes to see how long she can ride the money out before the 2 daddies show up at her door bearing money that they secretly had to retrieve from their accounts without wives knowing anything. And when they confront Nina, she will have them so shaken, they will keep paying her until she is found floating in the reedy river. And I began to rethink the invitations I had just extended, because although I knew they were young, the problem with them was they acted immature, at least in my eyes, and truth be told, Mary's place is what kept me, Marilyn, and Sonya living the good life we wanted, and these 2 little tricks could fuck up Marilyn's money. But she is their sister, not mine. I would put a foot to both asses, which I personally think Marilyn's parents should have done, but it was too late now. I just know tonight is gonna be just a gathering. But today Mary told me that she needed us to come to her party, and a few prospects were looking for dates for the upcoming week for Alexa's convention, and the cash was serious, and Marilyn and Sonya both agreed that this was too much to pass up. Hell, we were comfortable, but I was also content on keeping my family back home comfortable as well. Of course Marilyn understood, especially since her dad becoming paralyzed and unable to work. Of course her mom worked, but with Mr. Barnes being on disability, it was hard, especially since her 2 older brothers were away in the military, and these 2 hip-hop hoes she always described as her baby sisters. These chicks were gonna be trouble. Glad it only for the weekend. Still, I did not let anyone who does not live in my house sleep at my house. I don't care how young, sweet, and naive Marilyn thought they were. They look like they can steal the stink out of shit. Sonya, Nina and Dottie both asked so many questions about the party, clearly thinking there was gonna be a frat candy, so I had to let them in on the fact that this was a business meeting, not a college party. Marilyn decided to sugarcoat shit. She began stammering, "Girls, this is a meeting to promote our boss expanding her business, and each of us, meaning Sonya, Arias, and myself, have different clients we are trying to get to invest in the business." Dottie asked, "And your boss pays well? I am surprised you 3 still live the dormitory life." Nina agreed and added, "Y'all could afford a nice apartment instead of being cooped up in a dorm room, not to mention it is not co-ed." Marilyn told them the reason for dorm living. It will be to our advantages after graduating. No heavy student loan debt." "Yeah, but since Daddy has been sick, Mom is the only one working, so I am understanding you not wanting to rely on them for tuition." Nina was deciding on which outfit of mine she would be wearing. Dottie had already chosen a soft tan form-fitting body dress from Marilyn's closet and was looking fierce, so Nina made sure that she had to not only top Dottie, but Marilyn, Arias, and myself as well. I just hope someone there is cute and paid. Shit, I can be persuaded to be a rich baller baby mama. Arias looked at her and obviously had heard enough. Dottie and Nina, y'all can't be on your ratchet teen mode tonight. These are not college guys, there will be no keg, roofies, or blunts. Your sister, Tanya, and I will be under the careful eye of our boss, and since this was a last-minute promo, which is the only reason why Mary is letting you attend this function, but like I said, no ratchet bullshit allowed. Nina just looked at her, but Dottie was not so quiet, because to her, and everyone else in the room, Arias had just come off like a bitter bitch. Arias, you know my sister Marilyn, and she was raised the same way Nina and I were, with dignity and respect, so who are you to tell Nina and I to behave? Oh no. Let me correct myself, ratchet, especially when I already know the purpose of this meeting. You, Sonya, and my sister are fucking sugar babies, tricking old men for new money, so dismiss me with this business meeting shit. Nina laughed and added, yeah, we are not as innocent or angelic as Marilyn may think, because we are her little sisters, and to her we can do no wrong, and we feel the same way about her, but you acting really jealous right now. You can have every old man at the place, but just be sure to slide me the digits when you get him, because he has to have at least a rich grandson for me. Dottie laughed at the last line, but it was not amusing to Arias, who already had a no address given to anyone clause, snapped back, in that case you should know everything, Marilyn, Sonya, and I share a town home, not a dorm room, and the reason we can do so is because we are making major money. And like your sister, I have to pay my own way. Sonya is just trying to snag a baller. Marilyn was shocked that Arias had just outed her and the fact her secret was out. But if Dottie or Nina were disappointed in their sister, they didn't let it be expressed. But Marilyn seemed as if the truth was no longer weighing on her, but it was not until she heard both her sisters say, girl, we ain't mad at. Yeah. Marilyn replied, who gives a damn if you two are mad or not, but on the real Daddy and Mama better not find your meat. And Dottie laughed, okay, so you don't care if Carrie or Clark knows? They are not my parents, who knows what they are doing? Nina said, glad you feel that way, because... Marilyn's text alert began beeping. Carrie, WTF? You a hooker? Damn what them dudes out there snorting, lol, I got you back, but it's gonna cost you. Clark, why you ONG for money? I guess you are the next Linda Lovelace covered in chocolate. My sis is a hoe. Hashtag blackmail my lil sis. My lips are sealed. Nina whispered, trying not to laugh, because I already text them. We all burst out laughing and left the suite and headed towards Mary's place. Marilyn. Since Arias let her mouth run like shit runs through a goose, and Nina telling my brothers, I honestly can say, it didn't make my world. I just hoped my boyfriend, of 4 years, Chance Drummond, didn't find out. He is stationed at Hill Air Force in Ogden, Utah, and only came home once a year, and that was rough, but I wanted to focus more on my education than Chance at the moment. Besides, I had to make money, and Arias had shown me the way. Mary's place allowed me to live the good life, and although I had every intention on graduating college, I also planned to keep working at Mary's place until I got established in Virginia. I no longer considered Greer, South Carolina my home. I had already acquired a steady sugar daddy in Anthony Pearson, a 69-year-old owner of 4 BMW dealerships, and very married, yet not satisfied. After 40 years of marriage, his wife, Loretta, was going through midlife bullshit, so he soon began his membership at Mary's place, and took quite a fondness of me, and would often call and request me for some gala, which he was in town to attend. Truth be told, dude is hella weird. He introduces me as his intern to his colleagues, and either they think he is being truthful or bullshit, but as long as it meant me receiving a healthy allotment each month, then he can be super stupid for all I care. Just as long as he kept my bank account healthy and my tuition paid. He thinks I live in the dorms and would never set foot there, so that was a plus for me. I just hope like hell he is not at the meeting, because I have my money up, but if I could and would find myself a co-sponsor, at least I have loosened up a bit. I swear, Cat Williams was not lying about hitting the blunt one good time before heading into my get money scheme, and since my sisters knew everything, I could get my scoping out on without them being all country and shocked. In fact, Nina was already trying to act grown and demure, whereas Dottie was amazed at the structure that was Mary's place, especially when they saw the fleet of luxury import automobiles parked in the parking lot as we pulled up in Arias's Escalade. As a fine young black valet greeted us, he seemed attracted to Dottie. Arias teased her about it, but Dottie's voice haughtily said, I don't fraternize with the help. I was shocked as Dottie and Nina began giggling like two airheads. It was then I smelled their breath, and damn near got drunk from the fumes. Who the heck had these two chicks been since the moment they got away from our parents? They were really showing me for the first time that they were no longer the two shy little girls I watched grow up, but now, these two heifas were straight up reality show worthy, sophisticated hoodrats. But they are still my heartstrings. Besides, the more they acted ratchet, they would not have room to tell a damn thing on me. These two made me look like the Virgin Mary.